Hey y'all, I'm Daniel Casey. Thanks so much for watching our Casey Arms YouTube channel. This is video number 3 of the Elk Knife series. And in this video, we are polishing the blade. So once our blade is established as far as the profile, we file it to shape as far as filing the bevel and the distal taper, and draw filing, which involves holding the file handle in your left hand and placing the file flat on the metal, pulling it towards you, and this flattens the surface almost like a planer does for wood. So once that's all done, we have to polish the blade. So my draw file is pretty fine of a cut, but it's still coarse enough to leave fine lines on the steel. So from draw filing, I go to polishing the blade with 120 grit sandpaper. I start by going at a 45-degree angle to knock down the ridges from the draw filing, and then I finish, once those ridges are gone, by polishing long ways on the blade, or I guess you would call parallel with the lines of the blade. And that makes sure that all of my lines from that 120 grit sandpaper, or grooves that it digs, are all parallel with the blade. From 120, I go to 320 grit sandpaper and do the exact same thing and get that knife polished all the way down and ready to harden. After draw filing, I'm going to go to 120 grit sandpaper. I have a file that has all the teeth ground off of it. Just wrap the paper around it and start by sanding at a 45-degree angle to get rid of the long draw file marks. There's almost no long marks left. There's just a few through here and some right here at the base. So I'll keep concentrating on that area till all of the long marks from the file are gone, and then we will sand long ways with this grit of sandpaper. Alright, so now I'm ready on this side for my next grit of sandpaper, which will be 320 grit. And I'll just repeat the same process with 320 grit sandpaper. We've got it all polished, both sides of the blade, all the way to 320 grit. And now I need to just hit this spine and all the way around the handle again with some sandpaper to get it shined up, and then find center on both ends and get a line running all the way around this so I can lay out my file work. So I'll just measure the base of my blade and find center. Get a mark there. And then obviously the point of the cutting edge here at the tip of the blade is the center there. And now the challenge is holding the ruler on that thin surface. So I just have to repeat this all the way around the knife handle, all the way to the cutting edge. And then we can start laying out marks for file work on the spine and the handle.